Have you ever pondered over the term SQL injection and what it actually entails? Well, you're about to find out. SQL injection is a code injection technique used to attack data-driven applications. In essence, malicious SQL statements are inserted into an entry field for execution. Intriguing, isn't it? The first type of SQL injection we will dive into is in-band. This is the simplest form of SQL injection. The attacker uses the same communication channel to launch the attack and gather results. It's an easy, straight shot. Next up, we have error-based SQL injection. This technique forces the database to produce an error, giving the attacker valuable information about the structure of the database, making it easier to exploit. Then we have the union-based SQL injection. This technique leverages the union SQL operator, which allows the attacker to combine the results of the original query with results from injected queries, thus extracting valuable information. The out-of-band SQL injection is a bit more complex. It's used when the attacker is unable to use the same channel to launch the attack and gather information. Instead, they use different channels, making it a bit more challenging. Now let's talk about blind SQL injection. This technique is used when an application is vulnerable to SQL injection, but the results of the injection are not visible to the attacker. The attacker then sends payloads and observes the application's response and behavior to infer information. Lastly, there's the second-order SQL injection. This attack involves an attacker injecting a payload that will be stored by the application and triggered when the application is used later on. Now you may wonder, how do these SQL injections work? Well, it involves certain steps. First, there's the injection point. This is where the attacker inputs the malicious SQL code. Then comes the malicious payload. This is the harmful data that the attacker inputs. Finally, there's exploitation. This is when the attacker manipulates the application to execute the harmful data. Mitigating SQL injection attacks can be done through input sanitation, which involves cleaning up the data input to prevent harmful data from being executed. Parameterized queries can also help by separating the data from the command. The least privilege principle limits the permissions of the application to only what is necessary. Lastly, web application firewalls, WAFs, can help by filtering out harmful data. SQL injections can have real-world impacts. They can lead to data breaches, where sensitive information is exposed. They can also lead to website defacement, where the appearance of a website is changed without permission. In conclusion, SQL injection is a powerful technique that can be used to exploit data-driven applications. However, with the correct measures in place, these attacks can be prevented. Remember, knowledge is power. So if you found this information helpful, give a thumbs up, share it with others, and hit that subscribe button for more engaging content. Until next time.